Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Disco Kitty the Crappy Crafter. Today we're going to have another Cricut crafting session. I know this is like week 3, 4? I've lost track. I don't even know. I think it's week 3. Anyway, so much for me not using my Cricut for content, hey? Anyway, so today we're going to make some faux leather and vinyl earrings. And I teched it just like last week. Was it last week or the week before? I am recording this after the fact, so I have them all here in front of me. I already know all the trials and tribulations that I've gone through to get here, and it was a harrowing experience because I am a moron and I kept doing things wrong. But that's okay, because that's why I'm here. If I do things wrong, maybe you will watch me, and then you'll have a visual, and an audio, and I don't know what else, and maybe that will mean that you will be able to remember better than I will. Let's just get right into it. Okay, we are going to start here in the space of designs by choosing a whole bunch of shapes and then getting rid of some shapes and then choosing different shapes and then duplicating shapes and then making shapes teeny tiny and then changing the size of all of these shapes because I saw this pair of earrings on Design Space somewhere. I think somebody else made them, but I didn't like them the way they were, so I decided to make them different. So instead of just, like downloading theirs and changing it, I decided to just start from scratch and make my own. And I think they work pretty well. Here we're going to make holes for jump rings and earrings and stuff like that. And I'm gonna forget that I can only slice 2 things at a time. Until now. And that's okay. But yeah, so I made all these holes and I'm gonna make these different colors so they cut out of different colors, and then I'm going to not like the size and I'm going to change the size of the whole thing. No. What I should have done was I should have redone the holes because the holes are going to be way too small. Now this one, I also saw this one somewhere on the internet and I really liked it and I wanted to make my own peacock feather, so that's what we're going to do. This is a peacock feather. I know it kind of looks like something a soldier would wear on like their shoulder or something, but it really is a peacock feather. We'll slice out all of the pieces and then we're going to layer that, and that's basically what it's going to look like in real life. It's pretty cool. I'm going to try to get these as exact as possible, and I'm not sure why, because I'm going to cut off all the corners anyways. And what I should have done with this is I should have just sliced it in half and done only half of it, mirrored it, put them together, and then they would have been the same on both sides, guaranteed. But no, I had to do it the hard way. Oh well, we'll learn for next time, right? This one's gonna be a 3-layered flower, and I think it comes out pretty well. These aren't gonna be held together with jump rings. These are just going to be glued together. And the green and black ones up there, that one's gonna be an iron-on vinyl on top of the fake leather. And here I am making them all smaller again. I don't want anything bigger than 2 inches on me. I mean, I know some people like really big earrings, but I have a really short neck, so big earrings just, they don't work well on me. And again, making the perfect size holes, and then we're going to shrink the size of the entire thing later and screw it up anyways. Anyways. I really liked this design. I've seen this design in a couple of different places, and I was like, you know what? I bet I can do that. Yeah, I think it worked out pretty well. And then we get into the snipping and the cutting. I'm going to cut a small piece of the heat transfer vinyl. And if I can find links for all of this stuff, of course, all the links will be in the description as usual. And this is some of the fake leather. and it cuts really well. I was a little worried that I was gonna need the fabric blade, but the mat held it down. This is the standard grip mat, so the medium grip mat, I think, ish. And it held. It worked really well. It cut really well. It made 2 passes. And yeah, it is fake leather. It's a fabric. You don't really probably need to do this, but it's better to stay in the habit of peeling your mat off of your things and not the other way around. And then we'll just pop these off. And then we'll make a whole bunch more, but I'm not going to make you watch it all. I will make you watch the final cut with the backer iron-on vinyl, because what I did do is I did make a piece of vinyl for the back of every piece that's not going to be glued down to something, so that it has more strength and it's less fuzzy, though as you'll see it'll pick up cat hair anyways, because cats, that's okay. But yeah, always cover your mats. Always. If you're not using them, keep them covered. I have such a hard time starting vinyls. Oh well. It is what it is. More practice. Just need more practice. Now it's time to put the backs on all of them. And as you can see, I finally figured out my camera problem. It's in the kind of right place. The problem is, though, is that this tripod is actually sitting on top of the table. So every time I plunk that thing down, and it's not a light device, it makes the camera swing a little bit. I'm thinking about getting a second arm for the rest of the house, as it were, because it's such a pain in the butt getting the arm that I use in my office out of my office. We'll see. This particular one is going to have 2 layers of the heat transfer vinyl, and I think I put the glittery one on for too long. I did, I think it decreases the price. Yeah, okay. It decreases the temperature, but yeah. Heat it up, put it on. It wanted 30 seconds. I feel like I probably should have done half of that, but it's okay. They're just a little wrinkled. It gives them character. Yeah. At least the backs are all nice and flat. And look at them. They look pretty cool. The next step is to start putting them all together. This is me basically just making sure I have all the pieces, because I kept losing the center of one of those triple layer flowers. Yeah, look at that though. It's nice and neat. Eesh. And putting them together is fairly simple. A lot of places just kept saying to use the E6000, so I'm using the E6000. There are a couple different kinds of E6000 though, and there are definitely a couple different brands of E6000. So this isn't like a fabric E6000 or anything like that. I do have one fabric glue, and I tested it, and it will hold the leather fuzzy to fuzzy, back to back, but it won't hold it in any other way. Like, if you try to glue it to the shiny front side, it won't hold it. It won't hold it at all. Just the fuzzy side. And I was a little disappointed in that. So, stinky E6000 it is. I mean, not that the fabric glue wasn't stinky. It was also a, and look, my hat. I don't know why I didn't take it off. Anyways, but yeah, so I'm going to go put those under something heavy, and then we'll put the rest of the earrings together. Except for the ones where the hole, I thought I put a hole in everything. I really did, so I don't know why it wasn't there. I guess I forgot to check. Anyways. Those, I got this was the first time I'd used this hammer, it technically, I was about to say, it technically came with a set for grommets, and it's a good thing I wasn't using the black side to hammer things, I guess, because that was just bull crap, eh? I really should send it back, but I don't care that much. So, putting earrings together is pretty straightforward. I like to have an extra jump ring on my earrings because I like my earrings to face to the side, and that's probably bad, but that's just the way I like to do it. Look at that. Yay. And then we'll put this one together and everything will be happy, and yay. Look at them all. Yay. I'm so happy with them. Well, that was mildly frustrating. A lot more so off camera when I was trying to deal with one of my tripods, because you'll notice the past few Cricut things, I had my camera for the Cricut was not set up very well, and especially not for trying to like show the heat press and stuff like that. Well, yesterday I had a meltdown and then an epiphany and realized that I had the bracket that was holding the phone on the wrong way. Whatever. But we got that done, and you'll notice that when I showed the heat press this time, it was a lot better because I was able to, but that's neither here nor there. Let's look at the earrings. So, here is one pair. And a lot of these designs I did steal from the internet. I mean, I still created all the designs myself, but I saw them and went, that's pretty cool, I want to try making that. So I did. Keep in mind, I put vinyls on the backs of them all so that they will be a little bit more sturdy, among other things, because this stuff is really thin. And I kept them all under 2 inches or less because, I know that there are a lot of people out there that like real big earrings, but I'm not one of them. So, I think they worked out really well. I highly recommend playing with stuff like this if you can. If you can't, I understand. Find a friend that has one. Anyways, yeah, so the earrings worked out pretty well. I really want to make some bookmarks in the same style, and obviously I won't have to worry about earrings and jump rings and all of that, so it'll be a lot more straightforward than this one is, but we'll see how it goes. And next, I really have to, this line, it's different on both of them, of course. And it wrinkled. 30 seconds might have been a little too much. Not sure. Either way, that's what the app wanted. That's what we did. But yeah, I'm gonna have to remember to try to... I don't know how to keep it from doing that. We'll figure it out. I don't know. But with all that being said and done, I'll see you next week. Stay safe.